This is a book that was released in 2022 by Revelore Press, The Mirror of Stones. So this, as you can see, it's book 3 of Speculum Lapidum by Camillo Leonardo. Well, Speculum Lapidum was actually released in 1502, so very early 16th century. And, well, we are looking at book 3 here. Have Revelore Press published books 1 and 2? No, they've focused on this book 3 for a very good reason. Books 1 and 2 are going to be much more interesting for the average geologist than they are going to be for the average magician or magic practitioner. And this book 3 happens to be the part of the Speculum Lapidum, which Camillo Leonardo devoted to the inscriptions, the magical inscriptions on stones that turns them into interesting talismans and so on. So that's what this book is about. And Margherita Fiorello has translated the book 3 of the Speculum Lapidum. You'll see it's not a very long book. And actually, this is in 2 parts. The first part being the translation, the second part being a modernized Italian version of the text, so that you can get a little bit closer to the original text from the early 16th century edition, of course, right? So it is the same thing twice, essentially. And what I'm showing you here is... I'm showing you quite a lot here, and the first thing that I'm noticing, of course, is Joseph Ucello's wonderful work with the layout and with the fonts, and just doing what he does so well, and has done so well for so many occult publications. It's his artwork, it's his layouts, and it's just extraordinary stuff. Cover image, of course, and the designs and illustrations all by Joseph Ucello. But I wanted to show you also what's on the inside of this dust cover. Now, I know that many people don't really appreciate dust covers. This happens to be a very nice one. It's a nice matte waxy paper, and on the inside, Joseph Ucello has inscribed or reproduced in this nice Gothic font one of the early paragraphs in the book. So let's see. I am still frightened by Albertus's words when he says that it is quite impossible to understand the meaning of the images found in the stones without astrology, magic, and negromancy, arts of which today only a few are acquainted, and therefore nobody mentions. Nevertheless, I believe, as the philosopher does, it is better to know a little of the superior things than a lot of the inferior ones. Very, very nice little quotation there, and it makes for a really lovely cover. I hope you agree. This is what the spine looks like, and I think that's identical to the spine on the dust cover. And then the back, the back is the same once again. So let me show you what you're getting here. The author, Camillo Leonardo, has synthesized many of the lapidariums that were available to him in his time, and given the details of what various stones and various inscriptions, images, symbols that might be carved either naturally or by art onto a stone. He just goes into detail about what each of those inscriptions might provide for the wearer of the stone. So sometimes it's going to be mythological beings, sometimes it's just going to be regular animals, sometimes it's going to be humans wearing particular outfits and in particular stances, particular poses. Sometimes it's going to be a planet or an astrological sign. And he goes through the various lapidariums that he has and gives the details therein, or therefrom, should I say. I'm not sure if that's even a word, therefrom. Yes, so there we are. So you can have a general idea of how the book is constructed. So let's see, for example, a soldier with a horn tied to neck and riding on a horse in front of a tree. If carved on any precious stone, is favorable for hunting. Now, I had just been, I had the misapprehension that I was going to find in this book details on the virtues of particular stones. You know, jasper does this, or anything, any other stone does this, that, and the other. And so that's not so much what you find here. What you find here is a list of images, and these images seem to come from a collection of stones, or from several collections of stones, and it's just described what that particular stone was. So it'll describe the image, and it'll tell you what kind of stone that image was depicted on, and then it'll give you the details of the virtues of that particular amulet or that particular talisman, what it does, right? And then there's a very helpful index towards the back, under various headings, animals both real and fantastical. Depending on what stone you've got in particular, you can turn to this, that, or the other page and find a stone that features that specific animal. Celestial factors, from, as I say, astrological constellations to fixed stars to specific planets and so on. Specific herbs and plants being depicted in the stone. Let's see, special metals and other materials. And what else do we have? People and figures and specific stones. So once again, if you're interested in the virtues, the inherent virtues of a type of stone rather than an amulet with a picture on it, you could technically look up that stone here and look up all the instances where that type of stone has been used, and see if you can find any correlation between the different uses of that stone. So if there's a stone where every time it's used it's always for curing dropsy or whatever, then maybe that stone has a particular propensity for curing dropsy, right? And then there's the same index in Italian for the second half of the book, which is really helpful. There we go. So quite a short book, quite an enjoyable, definitely an enjoyable book to peruse, and very beautifully produced, of course. With the general usual care that Joseph Ucello brings to his work, and the translation by Margherita Fiorello is very enjoyable. And I don't speak enough Italian to be able to speak to the updating of the Italian version, but I'm sure that many Italian speakers will be very pleased to see that happening over here. Of course, if you want the original, then it's been in the public domain for a very long time, and that's of course available very easily online. But this translation and this, let's say, carefully curated edition is a very welcome addition to my library. There we go, folks. That's The Mirror of Stones, published by Revelore Press, the Speculum Lapidum Book III. I hope you enjoyed the review. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe down below if you haven't done so already. I've left a link where you can purchase the book, of course, down in the description. I hope you have a lovely day. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other. See you soon with another video. Bye-bye.